As we go into our second game of the evening, we go to Misty Mountains versus Aqua Team Hunger Force Unite. Let's see what these teams can have to offer, and as we have an exciting first game of the night, let's see what this one brings for us. First ban by the Misty Mountains does ban out Bloodseeker. As we saw from last game, not a big showing. Not sure if they meant to ban that out or just afraid of it playing against it in general. Viper banned out by Aqua Force. A good lane dominator, and as we saw from last night's matches, can dominate the lane and snowball.
10 seconds remaining.
I imagine both of those picks and bans are in like the same idea as a banning out a hero that's annoying to play against and can stomp the game easily. Looking for a micropause ban. I think that's a thing that should happen, but who knows?
Dire team ban.
Kunkka banned out by Misty Mountains.
There's a ban on a hero I actually love to see in this game, because I have not seen him in a long time. Kunkka. Our favorite Dota Admiral.
Admiral Kunkka.
Radiant team pick.
That's a Venomancer ban.
Good team fight, excellent pushing, and in the meta right now, more people are starting to pick him as they see how deadly he can be and his utility.
I think that is indeed overthinking. I think Dire just decided to ban all the main heroes. And
still over calculating what people think. Nature's Prophet picked up by Misty Mountains.
Surprising. First pick Nature's Prophet, and wondering what strategy you're gonna go for with this. That's not a hero you see like all that often.
Swerberger picked up by Aqua Team, followed up by fast pick Zeus. That global present is showing for Aqua Force.
That's a beautiful combo to have as your first two heroes, and
10 seconds remaining.
And Radiant could be. Oh, but now they have Nature's Prophet, who is countered by both of those quite heavily. Already at the backhand backstand with the first pick Nature's Prophet, which is not quite what you want to see.
So, looks like Radiant is taking their time for this second pick. They do end up picking the Sand King, as we saw from last game. Good pickup, good team fight. Can do quite a bit of damage for an offlane or support if they want to lane him like that.
It's indeed thinking as a great hero. The only unfortunate thing is he's inherently under like both of Dire's heroes right now, but there's an end time mage ban which shows us that Dire is probably going for an early game oriented lineup, and Radiant ban lives there. It's another hero that we don't see that often. That's another hero I would love to see in this game. I want to see something exciting.
Necro, TA, both banned out. TA is surprisingly...
TA being actually counter to Zeus. TA has a hard time dealing with Zeus. Has a good time dealing with Zeus in lane, so I'm guessing that's the idea.
One thing that we didn't mention is Misty Mountains playing with the stand-in. So they're not with their original squad at the moment, so let's see if that kind of affects their gameplay as they're playing with someone that doesn't practice with them.
Okay.
Centaur Warrunner picked up.
Centaur. I'm seeing Jar to go for early game oriented lineup that can work out really well with heroes like these. And I'm kind of afraid for Radiant as to how to respond to this.
What would you suspect that they would pick to try and respond to this early game oriented lineup? Would you say someone that slows down the tempo, like an Invoker, or someone that can be the tempo controller for the game? Death Prophet, anti-push, good team fight, all around good tempo controller for the mid lane. Kind of fell out of favor when the meta changed, but been seeing it picked up more and more lately.
So far, the game for Radiant stands on the mid lane, I would say, and just want to say I deeply hope that AnarchyZ Prophet is heading to the offline, not to the jungle, as jungling could seriously hurt their chances.
As we saw from previous games throughout the pro scene, jungles kind of fell off of favor. It's more of the roaming support with the support in the safe lane to ensure that farm. You do have a Crystal Maiden though. Her aura does help out the team and can transition to that jungle to try and get some levels and experience for herself.
Indeed. And you can, if you just look at Dark's team, you can see how Crystal Maiden just greatly benefits every single one of those heroes, as both Centaur and Spellbreaker have troubles with mana, and who's just dominates the mid lane with the aura.
Shadow Shaman picked up for Misty Mountains. From the look of things, looks like they want to go for a push lineup, as they have Shadow Shaman wards, Death Prophet, Ghosts, and push. Nature's Prophets, Treants, all around pretty much push lineup, all opposed from the Sand King. That's just a team fight oriented support. Does have D push to help the push, though.
The thing I'm worried about is the squishiness on Radiant team. But I think it can be faced with a good hard carry that could a nice frontliner for them on those pushes.
Death Prophet later in game could be transitioned into a frontliner, but like you said, I would like to see someone beefy that could be the frontliner for Misty Mountains before that Death Prophet can transition to that role. So what I'm thinking for Misty Mountains that they would like is either a Sven, a Chaos Knight, or maybe a Legion Commander, someone that can pick off someone that wants to start fights early, followed up by Sand King and Death Prophet's team fight ability.
For one thing, the Sven pick would be great for them, and they now range, which
kind of
probably wouldn't be the wisest.
A good a buff to the Death Prophet, Shadow Shaman, and Nature Prophet's right click. And we all know Drow Rangers are notorious for taking towers if you leave them alone for a minute or two.
I think the key thing for Radiant right now is timing to handle their lines good. To get level 6 on Death Prophet, to get level 6 on Shadow Shaman, and to just take early towers and take as much map control as possible, and then I think they have a really good chance of winning. But all depends on what hard carries our both teams going to take right now.
If you were Dire team, what hard carry would you like to see? Would you like to see someone that wants to fight early to try and stop that Misty Mountains push, or someone that wants to de-push, maybe an Anti-Mage, or Spectre, someone like that?
It's an early fight range to get.
Terrorblade Bandit by Misty Mountains, a good pick someone I would have picked. Good push, good anti-push, team fight. If you don't burst him, so all around good ban by Misty Mountains. And they look like they picked up the Wraith King, someone that you said they needed, a frontliner, someone that can jump in, start off the fight, doesn't care if he dies, as he does have that AoE slow, and if level 20 could have that AoE stun. A Spectre picked up not someone that you want to go against late game, but early game that Misty Mountains has. It's going to be a hard game for the Spectre if he doesn't have a good start.
They are kind of relying on Zeus and Spellbreaker to make enough space around the map for Spectre to do something, but if Radiant play safe early game, and as I said, get level 6s, and start pushing, I think they are really going to have a really hard time for Spectre to find some farm around the map and hold on to any map control they can.
So as we go into game number 2 of the evening, we have Misty Mountains versus Aqua Team Hunger Force Unite.
I'll leave you the pleasure of calling out the names.
Alright, so for Radiant, we have Beast Supreme on the Shadow Shaman, Butter on the Wraith King, Red on the Death Prophet mid, Sand King, Boba Fett Cheese for the support Sand King, Kaiser for the Nature's Prophet, and on Dire, we have Spellbreaker, we have Big, we have Spectre, played by So Many Moves, we have Zeus, Low Sodium Master Shake, and Baba Jax on the Centaur Warrunner. Muffin Man looks like he's scouting out, seeing what's going to happen. Maybe placing a ward. Looks like they want to contest. They are scouted out by the Nature's Prophet Treant. Ping's coming out. They saw the ward placed. Probably deward that as soon as one of the supports has money. Looks like teams have protected their bounty runes quite heavily, as we saw from game number 1 of the season last night. Invades are something to be scary of. They did get first blood, they did get the bounty rune, so that all in all, good start to help out their team in lane.
The battle begins.
I'm wondering if Spectre can go for more of a early game oriented build or more of a greedy build.
Would you want to see maybe the old fashioned phase into Earnest Shadows build? Or looks like we have a pause early game. Lag coming out from the Misty Mountains.
It's like lag for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, let's see if this resolves. I can see ping, 49 ping for us, so not a big issue.
I have actually amazing ping for.
Looks like we'll resume playing Death Prophet against the Zeus in mid lane. Looks like she opted for a Null and Fairy Fire, trying to get the early bottle. Would you expect her to try and get a bottle first, or the stick against the Zeus?
I think the magic wand would be, magic stick would be way to go here.
This lane matchup against Centaur Warrunner, what do you think? Do you think he's going to have a good time? They do have 3 types of disabled once the Shadow Shaman does get levels. Do you think they can take quite a bit of harass? They think it could be a kill potential lane for Radiant against the Centaur?
It is pretty much the worst you could be asking for. Shadow Shaman plus Wrapping is a scary combo, and Shadow Shaman is just casually harassing him with that Q, forcing him out to the lane. And I like what Radiant is doing on top. Trying Q1-2 and trying to dual lane, because that could severely limit Spectre's farm if the lane is good, which is what they're looking for. But the thing I'll be looking at the most this game is, for now at least, is the mid lane. Zeus already picks up his bottle, and Death Prophet is still a little bit short.
Looks like the Sand King putting quite a bit of harass on this Crystal Maiden, forcing her to stay in lane and not jungle to get those precious levels that Crystal Maidens need to start getting that aura, start getting those levels to burst with her Crystal Nova. She is jungling at the moment, trying to get rid of that Satyr, that regen, always the bane of junglers.
I'm noticing some
Bottom lane, looks like Centaur Warrunner's trying to take the Shadow Shaman off. If could have been a kill potential if the Wraith King wanted to come and try and kill. Bash up against the Sun King.
It's just confidence thinking are doing a really good job of trying to contest the jungle. Crystal Maiden is still level 1 at 3 minutes in the game, which is not what you want to be seeing with the idea they have behind the hero.
Let's look at this mid matchup with Zeus dominating the last hits at only 3 minutes, 22 last hits to 1 deny. The Death Prophet followed behind with only 14 last hits, 3 denies.
Prophet is going to die. There's a
Charge coming in. Fair far for use. Zeus
She
nuking.
needs to, if she Spirit Siphons someone.
Fair far.
Oh.
I think she would have Fire Fired and then used the Spirit Siphon. She would have had a better chance to survive there. It was still a pretty easy kill for the Dire. Good rotation by Spirit Breaker to make sure that Zeus does have a good time in lane.
I just want to point out, in light of the last game, I'm really happy that Spirit Breaker has the Orb of Venom. I think without that item, the kill would be much harder.
But Orb of Venom doing wonders early game. That slow does catch out people in surprise and keeps them away from running away.
Surprising on bottom is that Wraith King has just 10 last hits, and they're not looking at the kill on Centaur. Well, there's actually a spike happening right now, so Centaur might die. But he gets
Stun, 1 second. Looks like he's going to
Oh.
march away. And Wraith King
King
doesn't waste.
moved, and they're unfortunate. Really.
Bottom lane, Nature's Prophet does get saved by Sand King. TP's in. Looks like he wants to come in and fight. Just has tangos, so
No. They
13
are
seconds.
probably going to be looking on the fountain or shrine, I guess. Straight Aegis camp. In his, well, Zeus has arcane boots ready now, as well as the bottle, and with the level 1, soon to be level 2 CM aura, he has pretty much unlimited mana for now.
The Spectre looks like she's having a pretty good time compared to the safe lane action of Raiden. Stun goes out, right click, and they do pick up the Crystal Maiden kill. Great
There's a
pick
charge
up.
going on middle again, and
Another fair fire use. Zeus trying to nuke him,
and
pulling
Zeus
aggro.
is trying to chase it. He's gonna get this kill. And the only thing that had to happen there is Shadow Shaman to TP into the lane. With his TP he has on him right now, and it was an easy kill on Zeus.
TP's coming up by both teams. Crystal Maiden trying to help. While that was happening, we did miss a kill on, what's it called? Spirit Breaker. By, looks like the
Ooh,
Nature's Prophet.
been a couple of kills. the Wrecking killed Centaur, which I think is quite the important kill. As kind of the key for Radiant's strategy to work.
If you guys are watching on Mixer and you guys are starting to see that green pixelated video, go to the video and click the little gearbox by the volume control and make sure that low latency is off. With some internet connections, if it's not the right speed, it can cause the video to lag and get that pixelated. Bottom lane, stun on the Wraith King, does not have ult yet. Bursted by the Centaur War Runner. They did pick up the kill.
Yeah. I apologize for my mic cutting out, by the way. And
Zeus does pick up that kill.
Another kill for Dire.
Killing spree on the Zeus. Centaur War Runner does go down though. In the meantime, Death Prophet is using her ult to push. Zeus looks like he's just being harassed away, taking those ghosts away.
Oh, there's the charge plus Centaur coming too, but Exorcism should beat.
A burst by the Zeus and the Centaur Runner does end up getting kills. It looks like for a 2-for-1 trade with that. So, all in all, good response by the Dire for that push. They're 1k ahead, 8 minutes, not too bad. Let's take a look at net worth. Zeus leading by an enormous amount of 4,500 compared to the closer Nature's Prophet at 2,800. Looks like the Zeus taking over the game. So let's see if he can transition into a snowball, try and help his team out. As the Spectre is going to take quite a bit of time to come online. And she is opting for that battle build with the Urn of Shadows, which she should. It's a great early game, great team fight. Want to fight early instead of that Radiance farming build. Let's take a look bottom lane. Charged by the Spirit Breaker, gets stunned out by the Wraith King. Stun, slowed.
Shadow Shaman is coming in, but he's not gonna make it.
Cast range on his Hex. It's a bit too far out of range.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing for Brilliant is they're sort of on.
Let's see if they get this kill on the Zeus to be phenomenal. Stun locked by the Shadow Shaman. Hexed, bringing extra people. Trying to right click him down. Shadow Shaman.
And this is gonna be Zeus.
Gets a kill.
And Centaur misses a stun, and Dire is not gonna get anything out of this probably. Okay, they will.
Wraith King does have his ult, slowing everyone. Centaur Runner does use his ult. Spirit Breaker running away. 3 second stun on the Wraith King, see if he can catch up. He does catch it. Damage going right click. And does go down with that dot damage from his stun.
And that's 3 people dead for nothing. Well, cooldown on Wraith King's ult, which is kind of big this early in the game, but still.
So that was
and this will probably
good.
This will transition into push, I'm thinking, because Death Prophet rotated bottom. Mate, ready. There's a charge. And looks like a team fight is gonna happen on bottom.
Looks like I'm gonna fight this.
Radiant are in big disadvantage.
Bashed away. Death Prophet trying to silence. Good stun by the Wraith King.
Silence. That was beautiful silence by Death Prophet. And this is gonna be 2 people dead. And looks like
Spectre wants to come in.
She is gonna die.
Zeus cleaning up kills. Hex by the Shaman. Doesn't have mana
Oh,
for
doesn't
his.
have mana.
Didn't have mana enough for his shackle. As wards
And he needs
replaced
to run
him.
as there's a Spirit Breaker charging in on him, and he has no idea.
Mana Butsa.
He has those mana boots.
Still trying to go at him.
He
Right
is
click
very-
by does end up going down from the vision of the Spirit Breaker, pinging the shrine.
Radiant's bottom
And,
tower is under attack.
Looks like Spectre is trying to go on Sun King on top, and Sun King is trying to survive with the nice, with his
Turn around, stun, and ends up getting a return kill with that rotation from Nature's Prophet
and he's
and
gonna
the
take
Death Prophet.
Is under attack.
And Spirit Breaker's charge not in time. Not cancelling the charge, going down mid, does end up cancelling it under the tier 1 tower.
I have to say I was skeptical for Radiant, but these T-Fars are going their way so good, and they're outplaying Dire so well. As we saw on the both on the things on bottom and now on the Sun King versus Spectre matchup or fight.
Spectre did get that Earned Shadows. Looks like she'll go for her Radiance next, followed by the Diffusal Blade. So, bottom lane,
Dire's top
D-Ward's
tower
going
is
out.
under attack.
Looks like they want to push this tower. See, he's caught in the trees. Wraith King caught behind enemy lines.
Zeus has those
Radiant's bottom
ether
tower
lands,
is
but
under attack.
I'm not sure how. Oh, looks like something's gonna happen. And
Stun,
there are
stun. Zeus killed off
And
before he gets to
Zeus
use
gets
his
his
chance. Spirit Breaker using his ult. Sun King recover and ends up stun locking him. That's a 2-for-0 trade by the Radiant. Does kill off the Zeus, does kill off the Spirit Breaker. Zeus leading net worth, that's a big chunk of money going for the Radiant team.
And it looks like our first tower push is coming. Well, top one. There's a Swartz committed, and there's 3 ends, and
Looks like they
just
can't
don't do
defend
anything
this.
about
Are
this.
fortified.
All in all, Spectre trying to farm top lane,
Dire's
trying to get
bottom
closer
tower
to
is under
her
attack.
Relic and her Radiance. Looks like it's just taking too much time as they're fighting 4-5 at this time. Sand King trying to go against the Spectre. Just trying to keep him away. Nature's Prophet TP's in. Looks like she's working towards his Orchid. A bit silence against his Spellcaster's lineup. And all in all, good item.
That's all tier 1 towers. Well, there's a charge on Nature's Prophet, and he's probably gonna die now. As not even the Sun King can save him from this.
TP's come by the Death Prophet, not in time, as someone else TP'd to the tower and caused that 5 seconds TP.
What's important is Wrath King is closing in on his Blink Dagger, and when that comes online, I think they are gonna have huge problems with their team fight.
Let's see what this Wraith King's building. Looks like he's going to go for his Blink Dagger, probably again before the Sand King. But good initiator, good frontliner. Someone you want to throw. Looks like there's a team fight going on. Silenced by the Death Prophet. Looks like he's going to get burst out before he can cast any spells. Bursted down. Wraith King goes in. Sand King ulting. Hitting on 2
nice
members.
Sun King ultimate. Getting 2
Does
people,
end up killing.
and they will retreat from this. And let's see if Zeus can pick up one of them.
Arc
He picks
King
up
does
one,
hit
and
up one.
He's probably gonna get other 2.
Great spread
Oh,
by
but
the Nature's
nice
Prophet,
route
making him
from
walk
Nature's
around,
Prophet.
buying time for this Wraith King to go away. Missed Lightning Bolt by the Zeus, ends up saving that. That's a 2-for-2 trade. Spectre, Spirit Breaker going down for Dire. Sand King, Death Prophet going down for Radiant. All in all, a pretty good trade.
Oh, I know.
It could have been worse for Radiant if that Sprout didn't have happened. Wouldn't have happened.
Looks like Radiant is moving all of their heroes top, and they're looking for something happen here. With Nature's Prophet ult up and Shadow Shaman ult up. And I think the important thing is that both Radiant's Blink Daggers, well, Wrath King has his Blink Dagger now, and Sun King is closer to his Blink Dagger and Centaur is, and
Looks
if
like
both of those
Centaur's
daggers
being
come
spotted
earlier than
out. Right click
Centaur,
silenced. Spirit Siphon out on the Centaur. 12 seconds till all. Don't want to fight into that. As they don't know who's coming. Sand King coming at the Haste top. Looks like he's just trying to meet up with his team. Nature's Prophet down to less than half health with that Jones of Endurance.
Wrath. Oh, that missed Barrow Strike. Wrath King TP'd out of the fight, and there's not gonna be his Blink Dagger here.
Burst by Zeus.
He's trying to defend
Shadow Shaman
bottom.
wards goes out. Looks like Centaur would go down. They're fighting into the ward. It's not a smart idea. Ult by stunned. Spirit Breaker being held up. Death Prophet does go down. Right click. Does go down.
Oh, he's solo.
Let's see if the Sand King get
Barrow
into
Strike
range.
reach?
Right click. Bro Strike. Sandstorm. Crystal Maiden trying to right click. Looks like he'll get him down. That's an amazing fight
In the
for the
meantime,
Dire.
on bottom, Wrath King is killing the Spectre. And if he gets this kill,
He does get the kill. So across the map, a 4-for-3 trade-off. Let's take a look at that net worth. So let's see. That's
it was 4-for-4, but
yeah.
this is quite the win for Radiant still, because
Gold change, quite a bit. Great. The core 4 Dire does go down. Death Prophet does go down, but Wraith King as a core does get the kill, solo kill on the Spectre.
this team fight means finish Blink Dagger for Sand King, and
TP's by the Zeus. 2 thing, followed up by Spear Breaker. Trying to catch. Looks like they want to try and defend this, and it's a 3-for-3 right now.
you can see that the goal difference between teams is not big.
Less than 1k.
The differences on the items are quite big, and there's this
Silence,
Sand
stun,
King,
burst.
Barrow Strike. Oh,
Spirit Breaker going on the Wraith King. Not sure if that's the best choice.
King is going balls deep with that ult ready. And let's
Definitely
see
casting a
if they
spell,
can-
so his ult's able to be used. Sand King comes in. Ult on no one, hits no one, stun misses. Zeus bursting down. Stun on the
That's quite unfortunate, but
Center does have the blink, kills off the Wraith King. Looks like Radiant's just cutting their losses and running away. Still, gold shifts about less than 1k to the Dire as top lane is being pushed by Spectre and Death Prophet in not fighting shape to continue this.
there's a TP from Nature's Prophet on top, and let's see if he can make something happen here.
Misses
oh,
the
but
Sprout.
missed the Sprout.
Actually, Sprouts his Shadow Shaman. Not sure if that was meant. Probably should have created trees to stop that from happening, but don't think they could have got that kill, as Spectre is quite tanky with this Earn Shadows build, and it's only a Shadow Shaman.
I think they could have with the Shadow Shaman level 4 Q. Shadow Shaman being actual level 11 almost. Being leveling Curly good. There's a stun on Crystal Maiden by Wrath King, and
Charge going by the Spirit Breaker. TP and by Nature's Prophet does get hit bashed up. Looks like he's trying to kill the Spirit Breaker. Nature's Prophet being bursted by Zeus. Does manage to get his ult off. No, he does not get his man. Spirit Breaker causing havoc in the backlines. Bash, and ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. Nature's Prophet for the Spirit Breaker, core for support Spirit Breaker. Not the best of trades for the Radiant.
not the best trade, and Spectre is still farming away on top, getting closer and closer to the Radiance. At least to the Relic. And I think Radiant's attention should be shifted more offensively towards top and that Radiant jungle. That Dire jungle, that is. And as I say that, Radiant indeed rotates top with smoke, and they are looking for catching off Spectre, but... Oh, he gets off the hex?
Spark goes out. Actually doesn't, misses completely. Stun on the silence stun. Zeus being bursted. Spectre uses their ult. Sand King hits a 4-man ult! Just dominating.
Ult,
Not much follow-up as the Wraith King isn't there to continue and fight for his team. I think that was a big missed opportunity for the Wraith King to be there and try and clean up. He did have TP off cooldown. Not sure if he wasn't expecting a fight, not sure if he wanted to be there. Just a missed opportunity, as he could have been doing a lot of damage and killing many heroes. Stone out on the Centaur. Hit. No crit so far. Does end up getting the kill on the Centaur as the slow happens.
Centaur unfortunately didn't have mana for his stun. And Swerve can take him down, but I still think the last teamfight on top is big missed opportunity for Radiant, because they could have won it at multiple points, especially if King got TP.
This Zeus actually almost finishing up his Agno Scepter. That's going to be a great team fight ultimate added to his ultimate that can end up helping him.
The seeds of fortune.
Looks like Radiant is getting up some vision on middle, with Hiroshima picking up a couple of wards, but it is pinged out and it's gonna get dewarded in a second by Zeus.
This Nature's Prophet still trying to finish his Orchid. It's been working on it for about 10 minutes already. Not sure if he's not farming well, not sure if he's getting caught out. Let's see how many deaths he has. He's 5-5, not the worst, not the best. Charge goes out, looks like they're trying to go on this Wraith King as he's split up from his team. TPs are being pinged out, does blink away, and Spirit Breaker does not want to complete that charge, as Nature's Prophet could TP and Death Prophet was in the neighborhood. Zeus trying to kill the Shadow Shaman. Does use their ult. Silence.
He does, but he is gonna die for this most likely.
Blocked out.
There's 3 of Radiant on him. There's a charge and there's a beautiful 3-man stomp into Crystal Maiden ult.
Zeus bursting everyone. 3-for-0 trade. Not the fight that Radiant wants to have. A 3k gold lead at 23 minutes. Looks like 4k after that fight. XP change 3600. Gold change about 1700. Looks like this will be into a tower push also that will pad their gold lead. Glyph goes out. And Sand King keeping bottom. Not sure if he wants to fight.
They are looking for the skill from Wrath King, but he TP straight onto Zeus without ult, but he has almost full bound, and Zeus is going to die here. He needs to use the wand. He didn't use the wand.
See if he gets a stun out. No bash. Ends up not being able to use the bash, as he does go down. 2-for-1 trade-off. Zeus dying, but in all, does charge on the Shadow Shaman. Does have haste room, trying to beat the Shadow, getting to the shrine. Doesn't activate it. Stunned by the Shadow Shaman. Great move by him to save his life. And ends up.
There's a push happening by there on top lane, and that spells pretty much complete Radiance for Spectre. And she goes on Shadow Shaman, who's still hasted. Not anymore.
Not sure if he wanted. He had the mana to cast. Not sure if he wanted to do that. Little miscue by him. So wards used. Nothing happens there.
He was going for Shackle, but he unfortunately didn't get it.
That could have been a kill with the Shackle wards and a +1 by the Nature's Prophet there.
Yeah.
Tower and bottom lane in deny range. Not sure if someone wants to keep there and stop that from being claimed. As Zeus is pushing into it and trying to get it.
I think Wrath King is slowly but surely gonna finally finish the Desolator, which could spell turn in the team fight for Radiant. And Crystal Maiden gets spotted.
Looks like he has a belt of strength bought up on Wraith King. Not sure if that was a misbuy. It could go into bash or later game, but just a weird pickup early game.
Yeah, I think that's. Nature's Prophet has finished his orchid now, and
the Spectre, not scared at all, does have a Radiance completed, working towards her Diffusal Blade. This Spectre is getting quite fed. Early game was rough for her, but as the team fights for Dire is working out for them, she is getting farm. Smoke goodbye, the Dire actually stunned. Blink stun. Looks like Wraith King's getting bursted up. Does have his ult. Let's see if TPs will come to help him. Looks like they're not. He does blink away before the Nimbus does have a chance to stun him. Running away.
But
Stun.
they will chase, and there are no TPs in response.
They were killing the Spectre on top, so it's a core for core trade-off. Ends up turning into a tower push transition, so favors Dire. But ended up they do kill Spectre, so not the worst. They are still losing by 8k at 27 minutes. Not the best position that you would want to have at this time.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and like Radiant is gonna try to make something happen on top, but they really cannot fight this, as Spectre is gonna be back with her ultimate. And
Miss Blink stun by the Centaur. Silenced up. Right clicked.
yeah,
Ends up going down by the
it's a deadly mistake.
Death Prophet died.
But
Ult, amazing ult by the Spirit Breaker right at the end of the range. Does end up getting a double kill, triple kill. So, all in all, that's a 4-for-1 trade with Wraith King and Spectre going down across map. Makes it a 5-for-2 trade. Not the best fight that you want to have for Radiant. I feel like the game's just slipping by them as they're not team fighting as they should. And it all comes back to that team fight up top where if Wraith King could have TP'd, could have fought, could have cleaned up 3 heroes, would have made this game a big difference.
yeah, indeed would. And the team fight happened right after I said that they should do something about Spectre, and they tried, but
Middle tower is under attack.
Wraith King with a Blink Dagger just wasn't there, and they just couldn't cut it. And just a missed opportunity. And now, I'm not sure what the comeback for them is. I think they still have a really good team fight if Death Prophet doesn't get blown up. But she got so far blown up in every single team fight. Didn't really get to use her heals. And I don't think I ever saw her ultimate come to an end.
Because trying to take some stacks by the Dire. Good stacks. Not sure who can clear them. Spectre, maybe. Could take her some time. Radiant scan used. Seeing if someone's up the hill at the taking the Ancients. But the people watching Mixer did that switching low latency fix the problem. Team fight happens. Sand King stuns get caught out, stuns away.
Radiant are just trying to disengage, but it's not gonna happen for them. And they again lose 4 people here.
Wraith King getting caught out from his team. A 4-for-0 trade.
Seeds of fortune.
Nature's Prophet was not there at the time. Looks like this is just going out of control for Radiant. Too many missed opportunities, too many missed fights. Spectre has a Radiance, has her Diffusal, flying out her, working on her Manta style. So the Zeus just dominating with his burst. Mystic Staff, Agnes Scepter, Aether Lens finish with the Yules. This Crystal
This is gonna
Maiden
be
with the Glimmer
barracks.
Cape.
And there is nothing Radiant can do about it.
Shiva's Guard completed for Centaur Warner will mitigate that physical damage which Death Prophet's ult does have. So Wraith King, most of
This Centaur just came back so much.
yeah, from the
I'm
bad
impressed.
start he had, the hard lane, just ended up, and they took Rex. Looks like they're trying to cast someone at
I
the
think
end.
they're gonna lose this team fight. If this team fight gets lost for them, this
This-
could very well spell the end.
The Zeus just dominating, bursting people. Wraith King going in with no one to back him up, ends up dying. Let's see how much, 34
And Centaur
seconds
goes back
on it.
in. And Spectre is gonna snipe that Nature's Prophet.
Death Prophet trying with no avail to save. Sand King
And
does
in the
go
meantime,
down
Sand King
by
dies there.
You'd still be
the Zeus. Looks like this will be its second lane Rax. Everyone died. They took Rax, died again, Rax. I don't think this Death Prophet can
You don't
hold
have
against
the-
this lineup.
They do not have a freeze, but they just don't care if that Shiva's guard on Centaur War, and he's so tanky that he can just easily tank the tower with the Urn of Shadows,
Working on a heart right now.
helping with that. And he is actually fairly close to it. I think even closer with these second set of racks.
30 minutes in, 24 gold lead, 42 to 29 kills. I think that the biggest problem that Radiant had was that missed team fight, as I keep saying. Just you'll set their
but
own.
they catch off just the Centaur, but
They want to go
they
into
won't
Nimbus.
abandon him and they'll come back.
Shackle on Centaur. Just too tanky. Looks like they'll have Spirit coming in. Good war chop. Doesn't have as he uses ult to get up. Death Prophet trying to run for life. Does get chopped down by Sand King trying to ult. Does pick up the kill on the Spirit Breaker. Stun locked. Spectre going ham on this Wraith King.
Everybody on
Stun.
Radiant hard back. But can they kill this Centaur and
Centaur just
Spectre?
too tanky. Nimbus used second time during this fight. He's just too tanky. It's taking forever to kill. Spectre throwing a dagger and running. They finally take down the Centaur, but at what cost? 2 buybacks. Let's take a look at fight recap. 3 buybacks ends up in that big flying team fight. Goal change about 26. XP change is the biggest for the Radiant, as they are the farthest behind. 2 lanes of racks down.
All of their team are ahead of Radiant except for Crystal Maiden on net worth, and the highest on net worth from Radiant is Sand King. This is not the situation we want to see yourself in, and
This Death Prophet
No,
mid
that's a
is
situation.
behind even the Crystal Maiden of the Dire. Not sure what happened during this whole fight, but this Death Prophet is just a lackluster to me. Not getting farm, not fighting well. It looks like they just missed their cue in their team team composition.
she is building that BKB, which I think is the right choice. But
That buyback did cost her a lot.
is
Crystal-
there really a comeback to this?
It's gonna be hard. Crystal Main pick up a Veil Discord. Zeus opted to skip it, as he has Octarine Core, Agnosceptor, Yules, Boots of Travel, Aether Lens. That pickup by Crystal Main is going to increase their magic damage significantly, and just going to hurt Radiant team even more. What we haven't seen is a Roshan kill by either team. It's just been fight. Radiant does have the best team composition for a Roshan kill. Looks like if they can pick up a Zeus at
And
the
they
same
might be thinking about it.
stun
If
Zeus.
they pick up
Silence.
Zeus now, they
Looks like they do have Necronomicons. Stunned by the Wraith King. Looks like they will pick up the Zeus. Spirit Breaker coming in, cancels his charge. Looks like they want to transition
going
into
for
this.
Roshan now.
They actually don't. They want to push a lane as Zeus is dead for 78 seconds.
They could.
Someone is
Zeus
keeping.
is not the only problem, and I think Dire can still confidently win a team fight on them if they have a nice initiation with the heroes that are alive. Radiant is way too far up right now. They should retreat.
Wraith King stunned
But
on the
Raptors
Crystal
has to
Main.
go in.
Charge going out on the Wraith King. Nice silence by it. Ended up catching one. Ward's doing some damage. Oh, amazing Sand King ult. Hits on two with the stun. The Centaur Warner decides to use his ult. Catches away. Does get sprouted out. And Yules looks like he's stuck in the middle. Ends up getting dominated by 5 heroes. Not the Centaur Warner is tanky enough for that kind of damage. Looks like this will transition to a tower push, as Zeus is still down for 13 seconds. What do you think? Do you think they should get down? Silence on the Crystal Maiden as she tries to use her ult. Detection is used.
The second Zeus respawns, someone's gonna die. It's gonna be Zeus ult plus Spectre ult and Nature's Prophet. Yeah.
The Spectre.
See if Rafkin can blink out of this. He can not.
Ends up in. They took a tower, took a tier 3 tower. Looks like bought back as their base is getting destroyed by the creeps pouring in. Top lane being pushed in by regular creeps, but they do have that siege creep coming. Sand King gonna have to take care of that.
Well, we definitely saw ability from Radiant to win a team fight actually there. I'm not sure if they could if Zeus was alive, but the won that team fight very confidently.
That fight was great for this Death Prophet. Ended up getting her BKB from that. Is now above the Spear Breaker and the Crystal Maiden on the Dire.
And there's the Necronomicon 3 on Sand King, which is a peculiar choice, but I think quite a good one to go with their pushing lineup. And looks like Dara is looking on the Roshan, and I'm not sure if Radiant feel this, but I don't think they can contest.
Pretty slow. Pretty good damage by the Spectre though, as she's has her heart ready. Does have level 24. It's in like a truck. I think they want to get this. Push top lane. TP's coming in. Centaur does go up on the Nature's Prophet. Stun. Lockdown.
That's
Centaur 1 are blocked in by it. Looks like Wraithing's gonna be bursted down.
oh.
Sand King all missing a bit. It's just a disaster for the Radiant. One by one, they just fall. Death Prophet trying to use their ult to try and run away. With that armor on those two heroes, this Death Prophet's ult is failed minuscule. Yule Scepter up by the Zeus. Yule Scepter herself does stop the Centaur Stomp. Xiao Shaman trying to assist. Spur Siphon going out. Trying to keep her alive.
There's gonna be 5 death.
A team like for the Dire. GG is called by the Radiant. What do you think happened there? Does it all come back to that one fight that could have been, that could have kept them in this game as they were ahead in the early game and so close?
There's been problems before, but we could see the Radiant struggle for life, and I think they've been struggling pretty well with the team fight on mid lane and everything, but this last team fight just killed them, with them going in one by one with no strategy at all. There was no way for them to win that.
So Aqua Team Hunger Force Unite victory. That's a first victory of the round. That's 3 games played already, so I have 2 to come throughout the coming week. Let me see if I can pull up the let's take a look at the standings. So we have Aqua Team Hunger Force just won their first game. Defy Logic won their first game. Have already won their first game. Haspa for Strats drops to 1-0. Lactose Intolerant Turtles drops to 1-0. Misty Mountains 0-1. I mean. So next we have Sharknado and T6 Hobos for their next match. Looks like it'll be soon. So pretty intense games. Some one-sided, some great, some team fights that could be missed opportunities. All in all, a great day for Dota. 2 matches down, couple left. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see more games like this, don't forget to follow. I appreciate all the views I'm getting. Trying out this casting, been casting since Season 2. So try and get used to it. Thank you for staying with me. Remember, if you have problems with the mixer, take off low latency. Sometimes it can be an issue. And till next time, I'm Anarchy. My co-caster, somebody. That's his name.
Hello.
So until then, we'll see you then.